Well, howdy ho! No. So the most popular stuff on my channel by far is my Disney discussion videos. If you don't know what those are, I'll leave a link in the description to the playlist in which I talked about the different eras of Disney animation, which films I liked best in those eras, and just how I thought about the eras in general. In the last video of the series, which concluded back in July, someone asked me to count down my top 10 favorite animated Disney movies, and I told this person I would do it, so I'm doing it. So here we go with my top 10 favorite Disney animated movies. Number 10 is The Great Mouse Detective. I was actually really surprised by this movie. I heard that this movie was good and I was really excited to see it, but I wasn't expecting it to be this good. It was by far the best movie of the Dark Ages period, which is after Disney's death but before the Disney Renaissance. The period in the 60s, 70s, and 80s where Disney animation just wasn't at its best. But this movie truly showed that they still had it in them, and it's a lot of fun, and the performances are so good. Vincent Price as Ratigan is absolutely delicious, and he might be one of my favorite Disney villains because he's so maniacal but so wonderful. It's just a really good movie. Number 9, Snow White. I'm going way back to the beginning, y'all. I was just blown away by just the artistry of it. It's so beautiful, even though it is well over 60, 70, I don't know, I can't do math. The movie is so old, but it still looks wonderful, and that's what really got me, is the artistry of the movie. But besides that, it's just a good story. It's a classic for a reason, and the songs are great, the movie's great, the animation is wonderful, especially for its time, and of course that movie was B in my top 10, of course. Number 8, Tangled. Going from a classic Disney princess to a modern Disney princess. Tangled is such a fun movie. It's got a lot of heart, and it's so action-packed, but what's really great about the movie is the characters. Rapunzel is so relatable. She might be the most relatable Disney princess because she's dorky, but she's also really sweet, but she's really naive, and a lot of people I think can relate to people like that. She has conflicted emotions, and that's a real kind of thing. A lot of Disney movies don't really depict that internal conflict people have in themselves, especially when it has to do with people you care about and people you love versus your own feelings. And it's a really great movie. It's a lot of fun. The songs are great. I love you, Alan Menken. It's just a really good, great, fantastic, fun, insert positive adjective here, movie. Number 7, Peter Pan. Wait, Liz, on your Golden Era video, you put Snow White in front of Peter Pan. Well, you know what? Opinions change. The more I thought about it, the more time passed, the more Peter Pan stuck with me more. I really enjoyed the carefree attitude that the film just kind of has, and it's just very whimsical and just a lot of fun. Peter Pan is so good. He's kind of creepy, but I can look past that. I really hope I can own this movie someday. I looked it up on Amazon, like the Diamond Edition, and it's like $100-something. I'm like, that's way too much money. But anyway, it's a great movie. Number 6, Pinocchio. As you might know, I ranked Pinocchio my favorite movie of the Golden Era, and I stand by that. Visually, it's definitely the best. It's gorgeous, and the amount of detail and artistry in every single frame is amazing, and it's really hard to believe that this movie was made in the early 40s. It's a beautiful movie. Looks aside, it's a great story. It's really cute. Jiminy Cricket is iconic for a reason. The songs are great. Pinocchio is great, and Monstro is freaking terrifying. Disney was very good at scaring little children. Pinocchio is a wonderful movie, and like with Peter Pan, I hope to own it someday, but like with Peter Pan, the Blu-ray edition of Pinocchio is astronomically expensive because it's not on sale anymore. Why can't I have money? Number 5, WreckIt Ralph. It's definitely a Pixar movie, but made from Disney. Characters are all so multi-layered and so likable and so funny. Ralph is my heart. I love that character so much. He is relatable because he has flaws. He's not this perfect princely character. He is a bad guy, but bad guys are okay too. And it's a wonderful, wonderful redemption story and acceptance story, and if you haven't seen WreckIt Ralph, what is wrong with you? Number 4, Aladdin. We're getting into some nostalgia here because the movies of the 90s, the Disney movies of the 90s, that's where my heart is. I grew up with those movies. Those are my childhood. It was so hard to review them because all I wanted to say was, I love this movie. Even though I know there's things that can be critiqued about Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King or The Little Mermaid or whatever, they're just so wonderful and in my heart that it was incredibly difficult to give a more analytical look. And Aladdin is one of those for sure. It's so much fun, so action-packed, and the songs are great. The performances are wonderful. It's just a great movie. Obviously, it's one of my favorites. Number 3, Frozen. I really like this movie. I know some people are like, but Liz, that movie's so new and it's already one of your favorite Disney movies. Heck yeah, because that movie is so good. Guys, don't let its popularity, its insane popularity, cloud your judgment of this movie. This movie is good. It's a really, really good movie, and I hope you can go back to the first time you saw it. The first time you saw Frozen and you were like, dang, this is a really good movie. But then it got popular and you're like, it wasn't that good. Yeah, it is. It is that good. Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, it's kind of annoying that everybody loves Frozen. But everyone loves Frozen for a reason. And it's everywhere for a reason. It's definitely my favorite movie of the modern Disney era. Frozen's awesome. Number 2, Beauty and the Beast. This movie is borderline perfect. It really is. It's borderline perfect. The animation, gorgeous. The characters, multi-layered and amazing. The music, gorgeous. Alan Menken and Howard Ashman just came together and made this beautiful, beautiful masterpiece. And I'm so sad Howard Ashman didn't get the opportunity to see the finished product. I know some film snobs are probably like, ugh, Oscars 1991, Beauty and the Beast nominated for Best Picture? Must not have had much competition. You know what, guys? It deserved that nomination. This movie is wonderful and so good. And the reason why it's not my favorite movie is honestly just emotion. Because the next movie gives me all them feels. But before we get to number 1, I'd like to give you my least favorite Disney movies. With something so wonderful as Disney animation, you know they gotta screw up sometime. Number 5, least favorite Disney movie, Sorcerer and the Stone. It was boring, the plot was paper thin, and I didn't care about the characters except for Merlin. So yeah. Oliver and Company. It tried, it really did, but the characters are really annoying. The Aristocats. Also boring, the plot meandered, and I didn't give a single bother about any of those characters. Number 2, Home on the Range. Ew. Number 1, Chicken Freaking Little. I don't even want to talk about it, you guys. Just go watch my video on it. I hate that movie. Finally, let's get to number 1, The Lion King. Yeah, you already all know it. If you're my friend, you know it was my favorite. If you're my family, you know it was my favorite. If you've watched my Disney videos, you know it's my favorite. So you probably already knew it was my favorite, but I don't care. Lion King is so epic and beautiful and heartfelt, and it gives me all them feels, you guys. All them feels right here in my feel jar. And I know there are probably other Disney animated movies that are technically better, or artistically better, or story-wise better, even musically better. But The Lion King is my number one, and it's probably always going to be my number one because it's just amazing. So there you go, guys. That was my top 10 favorite Disney animated films. I hope you enjoyed it, and in the comments let me know what your favorite Disney films are and what your least favorite Disney animated films are, because I like to know about you guys. So make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Yeah, some people say, well, Snow White's such a bad representation, or Snow White is, those little dudes are really creepy, and I guess they could be. The dwarves, yeah, little old men inviting in a 14-year-old girl to... Never mind, I'm not gonna get into it. Number 6. I got a new bitch. Number 3. What was wrong with my... I know some people... I can't talk. I know some people... God dang it. Oh gosh, I have a burp. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry.